Okay, let's talk about something that nobody really teaches you. How do you make plans with friends when everyone's working with a different budget? All right, it might just be grabbing lunch. It could be as involved as making plans for a big trip. Money can make group plans tricky. But here's the thing, most of us are dealing with this. We just don't talk about it. Okay, why does this happen? According to LendingTree, over half of Americans have skipped plans with friends due to cost. And Pew Research tells us 49% of middle income adults feel financially insecure at least sometimes. So at any given time, half of us could be feeling this budget crunch and might just be saying no because of it. That means when people look like they're doing fine, they may be weighing whether this dinner is worth the stress that it will put on them financially. Okay. Why do we avoid the conversation about money? Okay. Talking about money and budgets can feel awkward. And a lot of it is because nobody wants to be the downer and nobody wants to be the one who says they can't afford something. So we make up excuses. We default to saying something like, we're busy, or we go along with plans that we just don't feel great about. The hard part is that avoiding leads to misunderstanding. It can also lead to resentment. And if you're avoiding or feeling resentful, that's going to make the result, it's going to give you the result of disconnection from these people that you want to be friends with. So what can we do about it? What can we say instead? I'm going to give you a few phrases that you can practice, just saying them out loud that you can hold in your pocket. And you can also rework them to something that might fit the vibe of your friendship or your personality better, but try a few of these. Okay, first one. Would you mind if we found something a little more budget friendly? You just ask the question. Okay. How about, I'd love to join, but I'm keeping things low key this month. Could we do X? Then throw in a suggestion instead. Or can we do something free or cheap next time? I'm watching my spending. All right, frame it as a preference, not some dire need or a problem. And most friends will appreciate your honesty. A lot of them are probably relieved that you're the one who said it first. So here are a couple places to look for a few pitfalls, or you might, it's sneak attack. You might not know that it's coming, that there might be a budget question. And this, if you know to look for this, you can kind of help get ahead of the conversation for the group. One of them is group text where people are just throwing out big ideas. They're dreaming big without any kind of talk of budget at all. No budget checks. Watch for Venmo culture, where somebody, and maybe it's you, covers things for everybody, for the whole group, because it's simple. And then you or the Venmo person feels awkward asking for the money back later, especially if things went over the budget that anybody was counting on. So keep an eye on the one person Venmoing thing and make sure that you're keeping it transparent and keeping that discussion alive while plans are being made. And then really trips, that's where it can start to get tricky, especially if you're looking at one person who is splurging. Maybe they can afford it. Maybe they are just less worried about going into debt for a period. If you've got one person that's splurging and other people who are feeling nervous and stressed the whole time, it's not going to make for a good trip or good activity together. So watch that in trip planning. Here's the thing, in any of these situations, try setting some kind of range or tier for the budget from the get-go. Okay. You might need to use some quick tools. Start with some questions, use some quick tools like polling. Like, are people thinking, this range, or this range? And people can respond what was in their mind. So you can kind of take a temperature for the whole group. You can also use apps like Splitwise to help you split up what the whole bill is going to be. And you're starting that from the beginning of the conversation. So we're normalizing budget friendly planning. All right. The fact is, at the end of the day, friendship doesn't feel great if it feels like a financial burden. So let's make it easier to talk about money, not because we're cheap, but because we care.